Hi friends, I hope that everybody's doing well. Before we get into the reading, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. I'm seeing it look like you're taking a break before you're getting into something. It seems like you know that you're going somewhere, you're just taking a second before you get into it or before you get back into it. If you hear somebody meowing in the background, that is O. Ah, there's something new that you're doing here. Something that you're thinking about exploring, maybe. You may not have made a decision yet about this. It may be something that you're looking into. I'm getting something about rock climbing here. I'm hearing testing your look. I'm looking at a ton of Aquarian energy here. I'm looking at Uranus and also the Star. Two major arcanas out. We also have the Queen of Wands and the Four of Wands. Looks like you're testing your luck with a relationship. Not in a way where you're... maybe you are, actually. To see how this goes. I'm seeing you take a chance, and I'm seeing you look pretty sure about it. Self-assured, confident. I'm looking at a relationship that looks like quite a match. I don't know what type of relationship this is, but it seems like something that may be a little bit new for you, what this is that you're exploring. There's a lot of promise here, is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of creative energy. I'm hearing flourish. What is the challenge? There's something innately within the relationship that's a challenge, and I'm seeing this connect with your energy, and maybe it's about the energy that you are bringing into the relationship. It feels like this is connected with... I'm hearing your heart center energy, and I'm seeing this be connecting with the healing element for you. I want to get further and see. I'm speculating, but I want to just see which road we're going to be taking. For some of you, you may feel like it's a bit of a challenge within this relationship to show up as who you feel you are within a moment. And this can be tied back to the past for you. And I don't know if this is something you're holding yourself to, or this is being imposed by somebody that you're connecting with, but I'm seeing you like wanting to grow. I'm seeing there be this desire here where like you feel different. Something within you feels different than it had before, and there's this sense of being like, I feel like I'm finding myself here, and I feel like I'm coming into myself, and I feel like I'm remembering like who I am and what I am, and there's this sense of you taking chances here to explore yourself further and to find things that you feel connected with and feel like it's authentic to you and that it's speaking to you, and feel like you're even coming out of a shell that maybe you didn't even realize that you were in, but there's this sense of like emerging out now. And I'm also seeing this relationship that you have both with yourself and also people around you too, and feeling like there's some type of challenge, like maybe you can't express yourself at times in the way that you want to, and you feel like you're being kept in a cage at times, except I'm seeing this really interesting image actually where this person feels in a way like they are like trapped within a cage. Like I'm seeing you be here. I'm looking at the Star For some of you, you have some attention on you. So I'm seeing you be the star here. And there's this sense of you being trapped in a cage. That's what I'm seeing the Nine of Wands as. And rather, at first you may feel like you're stuck in there, but then I was seeing the star actually like permeate through. It's like you change form in a way that instead of being solid and like not being able to cross or get out between these bars, you like change form and change into something else, and you like find a way to even permeate out of this. So it may even be that if you stay in a particular form, or even if you perceive yourself in a particular way as being able to be trapped within something rather than it's like if you stay rigid, you may be caging yourself in a way. However, if you allow yourself to understand that you can change form and express yourself in that way as well, it seems like it allows you to move outside and beyond this barrier that you may have been feeling. Whether these were like other people putting you there, or you putting yourself there, or just feeling like the situation put you there, whatever this was. Because I'm seeing like this cage or this wall or whatever it is, like that's not the thing that changes, it's you that's changing. And that's why you're not stuck in there anymore. Not because like whatever this is that you felt you were stuck in is changing. That's going to stay the same. It's you that gets to change form, and you're the one that emerges out. I saw 6:44 on the time when I looked up. There's a sense of duty that you're feeling as well, a sense of responsibility. For some of you, there's a new career that you're looking into, or a new role that you are exploring. This is something you feel confident about. For some of you, this is also a relationship, and or. What are you doing? You're being challenged, but I'm seeing this be something that you're welcoming. You may be trying something new. It may be like an add-on to what you're already doing. I'm seeing it be something that you're considering. You're just at a spot where you're trying to figure out how to do it. You're going to figure out in time. Your guides are saying to be patient. Something is unfolding. Something is emerging. There's just going to be a bit of a process, and it seems like you're going to figure it out as you go. This is a welcomed challenge. I'm seeing this energetically as being something that feels exciting to you, actually. Yeah. Definitely, without a doubt. This is like a new like work challenge or work mission for you. Or you're taking a project in a particular direction. But I'm seeing this feels like it is being stacked on top of, like standing on the shoulders of work that you have already done. I'm not seeing this necessarily be something where you feel... It doesn't feel completely unrelated to what you were doing before. Even if some of this is new, because I am seeing that some of this is new, but I'm also seeing you be in a place where you feel like confident about this. So there's something here where you know that you can do this, even if this is something that you may not have a whole lot of experience with. You were definitely meant to be taking this on. This would fall in line with things that you feel passionate about. You would feel excited about this. This is something that you are interested in. Absolutely. I'm also hearing that this is a calling of yours. I'm seeing somebody in a library. You could have studied about this. This could be something that you have some sort of familiarity about. What's this? Why with the time? The part of you that may get frustrated when you don't, like, when things don't immediately fall into place, you may be working with this aspect of yours. Like, you know, sometimes we do things and it's like, oh, you're not perfect at it immediately, so it's like knock everything off the table. You may go through an experience like that, or it just may be a little bit intimidating, maybe, because it doesn't, like, I'm seeing you already be in a particular area of your life. There is a lot of harmony that you have created and like done so very deliberately, and within this there's less of that harmony, and so this is all about getting all the pieces to work together and finding a way to integrate, because you may feel in a way like, can this be harmonious with what I already have going on? And like, can I integrate all of this in? Or is this something that is going to conflict with what I'm already doing, what I'm already committed to? It seems like your guides are saying if you come up against friction, don't feel like you need to stomp it out immediately. Let it, there's something about like, give something time, ride it out. Because things are happening still, so you need to give this time. Yeah. Yeah, Spirit's saying, I'm seeing this be like a direct order from Spirit to ride this out. Spirit's saying it's going to take time to integrate all of this, so just give it the time that it needs. I'm also seeing some like really high energy as well that you've been channeling too, like high vibration, high frequency. It just seems like you've been on a bit of a trip lately. As much as part of this is going to feel like a destination to you, it also seems energetically, I'm picking up on this being part of a stepping stone for you. So it seems like this is also going to lead into something bigger. Even though like doing this thing may be reaching a goal for you, there's going to be more that comes that's connected with this. In the future, looking back, this is going to feel like a segue moment, even if it may feel like by doing this, you're going to be reaching a goal. You are definitely guided. Definitely, definitely. I'm seeing Spirit connecting with you during the process. Also, too, if you start feeling frustrated, that doesn't mean you need to abandon. It means you need to take a break. If you start feeling flustered and in a way like you're becoming unproductive, take a break from it. Take a walk, change the subject, switch out this for something else, and then come back to it, return. But just like give it time to process through, and don't immediately turn away if you feel like there's that like tension or friction. Just give it time karmically. It's meant to be working out. Something has to work its way through. You got this. Also, too, this may not be something that you're able to do. I'm hearing straightway. This may not be something that you're able to do like completely without taking breaks. But these timed breaks that are happening, they're actually already included in the process. I know that this sounds a little bit wavy, right? Because we're talking about you doing something and talking about how in divine timing, Spirit already knows which breaks you're going to be taking, for how long, and also when. And that is also included within this process. So keep that in mind too. When you feel like you get to a point where what you're doing like you stop feeling so like motivated, or you stop feeling like you're having fun doing it, or you just feel more frustrated than anything and you feel like you're not getting anywhere, take the time to kind of like recharge and reconnect and connect with your energy. Meditate, connect with your guides, do whatever it is that allows you to feel grounded, that allows you to feel present, that pulls you back into your body, onto your different planes of consciousness. So yeah, whatever that means for you particularly. Yeah, so I don't know why that's being emphasized, but Spirit is saying that the breaks are already like counted into this, so don't feel like you have to get it done all at once. You're meant to be taking breaks. Also, it's gonna have you feeling like you're ready to go, like you're ready to do what you need to do. It's also going to help with your morale as well, I'm seeing. Because if you're doing something out of being in a place where you feel desperate or where you feel panicked or where there's like anxiety and stuff like that, this trip is not supposed to be about that. That's not what's going on here. It's not what's supposed to be going on here. So if you start feeling like unwell about this, it means like you need to check yourself and we need to ground the energy. You need to go back to being centered. So that's why it's important, because Spirit is saying like do not start getting all up in a frenzy about this. It's like when you need a break, you're meant to be taking a break rather than like fighting it. So keep that in mind too. Call recess when you need to. It seems like you're also making a lot of efforts as well to support yourself through this process too. So at times it may be a lot just because of how much that you are doing independently, and kind of also at times being your own support system. It may feel like that. I'm seeing you be like quite limitless here. Quite limitless. The only time that you're limited is when you think that you're limited, is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing your guides also in your corner as well. And at times that may be a belief that falters. That may be something that you question, or maybe sometimes you don't feel the support of. Allow yourself to feel it. Allow yourself to feel the support. Allow yourself to feel the connection, because it is there. It's all there, all around you, at all times. So don't think for a second that it's not. It seems like you're also being guided to lean into your support more. For some of you, your guides are going to be communicating with you more often, and it's going to be time to listen up and figure out how it is. If there were like an easy 1, 2, 3 that I could give you for how your guides are going to communicate with you, I would. However, all of us have different ways of communicating with our guides, and also our guides all have different ways of communicating with us too. And so it's about figuring out your unique frequency that you communicate with them on. Sometimes it'll feel like thoughts that may not feel like yours. It can be flickering lights. Some of our guides communicate with us through like animals that we see, through technology, through a mix of those things. It can be like so many different things, through angel numbers, through synchronicities, words that you hear walking down the street, commercials you see on TV, so many different ways. It just depends on how open you are to it, and also what would make sense for you as far as them communicating with you. Like, what do you think you would be receptive to if your guides were communicating with you? Sometimes through dreams, through seemingly random things on your explore page. This is how Spirit talks to you. And these are your gifts coming to light as well. This is your connection with Spirit. You're just figuring out how to connect and how to keep the signal. How to keep it constant is what I'm hearing. Because sometimes you may hear it strongly, and then at other times you may feel like the walkie-talkie gets too far away and it starts breaking up. You start experiencing static. But yeah, I'm definitely seeing Spirit and your guides communicating with you. Especially at times when you feel like you're alone too. I'm seeing this be a big thing. Like, sometimes you really don't feel like you have support. Sometimes you really feel like you're all on your own. You feel separated. You feel isolated. You feel that sense of loneliness. Feeling unwell in general. Can even feel like you're suffering in some way. Many ways, maybe. Feeling unseen. Feeling misunderstood. Things like that. The lack of connection. And I'm seeing your guides, and I'm seeing Spirit communicate with you in the ways that they do. And I'm also seeing there be this move towards connection and this move towards love. It's like the more that you are, I'm hearing hanging in there, the more that you're hanging in there and the more that you are trying to like strive for these things that are speaking to you, and you feel like you are showing up for yourself, enjoying yourself, laughing, having fun, focusing on the things that are important to you, understanding that it's just a journey right now, it's just a trip, and also knowing that it's seldom that right here feels like home, because it's not home. Even if sometimes it feels like that, but most of the time it may not. I'm seeing there be this overall message of like being here and spreading love and showing love, and like doing so by like your unique gifts and what you came here to be sharing with people. Why you're important, why you are special. And to focus on unity, to focus on this sense of togetherness. Spreading love, spreading awareness, consciousness. But I'm not seeing it be like you have to go out and you have to do this, or you have to go out and you have to do that. It's like, what are you doing within your life? There's this notion here of like making your own life a moving prayer. Living with intention, with conscientiousness, understanding how the things that you do affect you and also affect the people that you're connecting with. The vibration that you're on is like, it's essentially contagious potentially. You know, like somebody gets sick and they connect with another person, or they like sneeze on another person and then that person gets sick and then that person over there catches it. It's like that with your vibes too. Like when you are just like beaming out sunshine and like love and all of this stuff that you're bringing forth from you, is going to then connect with other people and affect them. And it has a butterfly effect, connecting with the people that it touches and all of that. So that's why it's also important to be mindful of like the frequency that you're carrying. And most of all, how you affect other people. A lot of that. I'm seeing too that like when you rest in your faith and when you rest in this like knowledge within you, that like not only do you have a connection to spirit, but you are spirit. There's this sense of finding peace and finding serenity that you've been looking for, and having this like quell and calm these feelings that come up sometimes where you don't feel like things are all right. Like I'm even seeing these people like getting ready to like go into a fight or something, and then all of a sudden I'm just seeing everybody drop their stuff. Like having this release even. It actually, I'm getting images from the Bhagavad Gita actually. There's some big stuff that's going to be finishing up for you. I'm hearing catalog. I'm also hearing catalyst. I'm seeing you move towards some endings that you're going to be finalizing, which would feel like a finally for you. It seems like this extra stuff that you had been carrying that maybe you were even associating with like part of your belief system, and I'm seeing you like drop this extra baggage that was unnecessary. It's like this could have been tied in with your belief system in some way, but it was connected with some sort of like worldliness that wasn't actually meant to be attached to your spirituality in the way that it was, and I'm seeing something be dropped. These can even be like judgments that you were carrying or holding towards yourself or towards other people. I'm seeing it also be like the more information that you receive, I'm getting like clean, crisp air. The more maybe like pure, yes, pure information you receive, the more it helps you to like rid yourself. Because I'm even seeing like karmic residue that is kind of like it reminds me of like the rain that gets caught in the gutters and just goes out. There's something that's even being like filtered out now that's helping you clear out cycles karmically. So I'm seeing that there's a new role, something that you are doing that feels new to you. I'm getting a more experienced energy with the King of Pentacles. I'm seeing you are like experienced, or you would see yourself as being mature. There's a sense of even being seasoned here. I'm picking up on a seasoned energy. I'm seeing some strong Aquarius and Taurus. Taurus with Uranus. I'm also seeing Cancer here. But these all seem separated. Like, I'm seeing somebody that has an emphasis on Taurus and Uranus, and then somebody with an emphasis on, like, Aquarius, Uranus, and then I'm also seeing Cancer. That may have some connection with the Taurus energy. Even though, like, in the grand scheme of things, all of these are connected, but in a micro sense, I'm seeing the breakdown be like that. For some of you, there's somebody that you are connecting with and that you're going to be working on a new project or working on a new path with this person. There's a sense of attraction between the two of you, but it may come from a place of this being more creative than anything. I'm going to break it down as if there are multiple people here, and then I'm going to tell you if this is just like one person, I will explain that to you as well. for those of you that it is just one person in the spread. So I'm seeing this one person kind of like break into this land that they may be a little bit unfamiliar with, maybe a little bit less experienced with, but they feel very guided to be here. So it's like they're showing up and they got the golden call, so they showed up, right? And then the King of Pentacles meets the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands has experience. She's already been here before. She's already been working on a project. And now she and the King of Pentacles are working on a project together. And this is something that they both feel guided to be doing. And it's based in love. It's based in connection. It's based in unity. It's based on why they feel like they're here. So there's this sense of these two people, these two archetypes working on a mission that they feel they are meant to be working on together. They feel like they've been called to be doing this. So then there's this sense of these two feeling like they are being put together. I'm hearing copy and paste. There's this sense of these two energies being put together, and at first it may seem kind of smooth, and then things feel like they get a bit rocky between the two of them. So it's like everything did feel like it was in harmony and in flow, and now like why are we fighting with one another? There's this sense of feeling like things are kind of like being ripped apart, being torn apart. And then at the bottom of it, there's this sense of moving to calm. So it's interesting the way that this happens. It's like at first things are together and they seem quite smooth sailing, and then things start, there's like an uproar, there's some type of fight, or things really not going well, there's like all of this clashing that's happening, and then it's like things just get very quiet, things just lull. And I don't know why this is, because it seems like we go from very high energy to moving to low energy, but maybe whatever needed to be confronted finally was confronted, and then it's like, okay, now let's both agree we're trying to find peace here, and that's where I'm seeing the star come into play. So there's this focus on healing here. And I'm also seeing a break as well, and maybe there's a notion, like, for some of you, this means like something is finally ending, and that's what the challenge has been, to end something that needed to end. But let me like break this down further. When we see the 10 of Swords here, this doesn't necessarily mean a whole relationship is ending. For some of you, it can be. If all of it was what needed to end, then the 10 of Swords can mean the whole thing needs to end. However, the 10 of Swords can also mean too, and I'm seeing this happen after one has had time to think, like there's this sense of like going through something that feels like a healing experience that one or both parties are having, and then there's this sense of like taking a break and taking time to think about this, and then after this break, I'm seeing the end come. Now, as I said before, the end can mean like the end of a whole relationship, and that would be the challenge. For some of you, though, this is just the ending of the particular things within the dynamic that needed to come to an end. So for some of you, this doesn't mean the whole relationship. It just means like the particular things that were unhealthy to continue doing, that it was like, we need to dead this. I don't want to be doing this anymore. Like it's unhealthy, or like, I don't want to show up like that. And whatever this is that you're working out with this person, that's been the challenge, to see if the things that needed to come to an end, that even though it may hurt or it may feel different, or there are growing pains, it had to happen, even though it's been a challenge. And for some of you too, there's this sense of like having put off this ending because you didn't want to be alone, or even because of like financial reasons, or anything that would have you looking at this from a place of like lacking, or that you would be limited by doing something that needs to be done. It's like, you know that you keep doing something that is hurting you in some way. And it's like, I'd rather have the company and be hurt than like not have the company and be hurt. Or like, I'd rather live in this beautiful home and feel like completely unfulfilled while I still get to live in this beautiful home. And it's like, there's no judgment about that. Like, let's just say it's just about like what you decide to do and what you want to do. And what it looks like to me is that the challenge had been you feeling like spirit and your guides in the universe would not have your back if you made an empowering move for yourself, and rather continuing to stay within a cycle where you felt like you weren't showing up for yourself, or you were making excuses to not show up for yourself. However, now I'm seeing this all be a karmic test for you. Now I'm seeing you stepping up to the plate here. And I'm seeing you're going to be overcoming this if you have not already. But for some of you, you're figuring out how to do this. That's what's happening here. But it's going to lead to a big change for you, I'm seeing. For some of you, this can be like moving. This can be just like a very big internal change that you're going through. For some of you, it can be like scenery that's changing, a whole relationship that's changing. Give this time. This is a very big life transition for you, I'm seeing. And I'm also seeing the focus be on you and you, how you're taking care of yourself, how you're setting boundaries. And also understanding too, if you feel very emotionally impacted or like mentally impacted by what's going on, it's also something to take into account as well and recognize that we can make changes so we don't have to experience these things for a prolonged amount of time. Because I'm definitely seeing you come out on the other side of this. I'm hearing in blazing glory. It looks like you're going to be just fine with what you're doing. All right, so let's break this down another way. If this is just one person, if it's just like you and yourself on this mission right now, let's talk about what's going on here. So I'm seeing that there's something that you are starting, there's something that you're doing where you feel very called to be doing this. You feel like you are meant to be doing this. You may be a little bit of a newbie, a little bit of a newcomer with this thing that you're doing, but I'm also getting a sense of you having like a bit of a solid ground underneath you, and it seems like this comes from your past experience that you've had in like some sort of like workforce or some type of like role or roles that you've played before or like responsibility that you've had. So like even though the particular thing that you're doing may be a little bit new to you, there's a sense of you having experience that will help you with what this is that you're doing. So even though like this particular thing may be a little bit new, you have experience that you are going to be able to use for this thing that you're doing right here. And I'm also seeing spirit connect you, and it looks like you got a very special call to be showing up at this job where spirit was like, hey, I need you to show up here, and like your guides are going to pick you up in the car and bring you over here, and then like we're going to get started here. And I'm seeing spirit be very, very confident in your ability to get this done. I'm seeing like a new project, something new that you're going to be starting. When it comes to like creativity, creative abilities, or whatever type of abilities would be needed for this, I'm seeing you be perfect for it. You have everything that you need. You also have like a very particular flair that would also be exactly what this situation needs. And I'm seeing that like when it comes to your skills and abilities, how you use them, and also just like your eye for this sort of thing, and then also like your natural skills and abilities, I'm seeing this work very well together. There is a sense of things feeling like everything just clicks, and then feeling a little bit torn because you may not feel completely at peace with something. However, then I'm seeing you connect with this part of yourself that's like, okay, I'm going to take a step back from this or take a step away from this. And I'm really going to look deeply into this, and I'm going to connect with my guides, and I'm trying to figure out what's been stopping me. It was not something going on within the environment. I'm seeing this be something that was going on with you where you had been limiting yourself in some way. Something needed to come to an end because, as I said before, I'm seeing you in an energy where like you are limitless. The only time that you are limited is when you think that you are limited. So something like that was going on here, and that's why you were feeling conflicted about something. And then I'm seeing you like figure out what this is and understand what needed to come to an end because it was not allowing you to move forward with this thing that you were doing. So I'm seeing you connect with your energy. I'm seeing you like take the break or take the space that you need. I'm seeing you like, I'm seeing somebody they ordered a dish, right? And the dish comes out and it has like pieces of something that you did not want in it. Like say that you really dislike peppers, and you ordered eggs and it came out and it had peppers in it. It's like you're still gonna eat the eggs, but you want to separate the pieces of pepper out of it first. And so I'm seeing like that's what's happening here with whatever this thing is that needed to come to an end. I'm seeing you like individually pick these pieces out and understand like I can still use the rest of this. I don't have to throw the whole thing out. I just need to pick these pieces out of it. And so I'm seeing that be the challenge for you to kind of like weave yourself through this. And more than this just being a challenge about you actually doing this, you believing that you can do this is also the challenge too. So it's not that you're not capable of picking the pieces of pepper out of your meal. It's that you like question like, am I capable of doing it? And your guides are like, of course you're capable of doing it. We're just waiting for you to get it done. And then I'm seeing you do it here. And I'm also seeing you get confirmation from your guides that you are right on track and that you got this. The challenge has just been, it looks like figuring out how to do this, but I'm seeing you got it. I'm not seeing there be much of an issue. Your guys are also saying, like, take your time too. Don't feel like you need to rush, because it seems like there are a lot of moving pieces to this too. So, yeah, don't stress yourself out moving at a pace that doesn't feel like it's in flow to you. Move at a pace that feels like it's in flow. So you can just ride the rhythm of it. I'm looking at Uranus, Aquarius, Taurus, Cancer. All right, my friends, we're going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.